I'm Jay Tylor. I'm editor of Jay Taylor's Gold, Energy, and Tech Stocks, and I'm here at the Metals Investor Forum in Toronto. The first day of March 2025, I'm here with Terry Lynch.
Great to be here.
He's the top guy at a very successful exploration company called Power Metallic Mines. And Terry, congratulations on your success. You just put $50 million in the bank too, I believe, from a raise, and that is because you've had this phenomenal drill success with the drilling, and it's nickel, it's copper, it's silver.
Yeah,
what all you got there?
PGEs.
PGA.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Probably the second biggest PGA grade in the planet. So, yeah, it's been an amazing, Nisk in Nemaska, Quebec. It's been a transformative project for the company, of course. And it started as a nickel sulfide. We used to be Power Nickel.
Yeah.
And then we discovered this massive copper sulfide component to it, and it transformed our understanding of the deposit type to being more of an orthomagmatic deposit. And they're super rare, but they're not unusual in the history of the world. There's maybe 25 of them. The world's greatest mines are these orthomagmatic mines. So Norilsk in Russia. That's the beast,
huge,
right? Yeah. The world's only $1 trillion mine. So
is that right?
Yeah, $1.4 trillion in the ground. And this will blow you away. It blew me away when I found out that 90% of that value is in 1 square kilometer. Think about that. You think about how easy it would be to miss 1 square kilometer in exploration.
Yeah.
And you think, wow. So we've got sort of similar grades to that, but we haven't got the square kilometer yet.
Yeah.
So that's what we're working on. So we're spread out. But
you just, as I say, you just raised $50 million. Yeah. So as yet, you're going to get a chance to explore that possibility.
100%. Yeah, we'll do probably 100,000 meters plus between here and the end of 26.
100,000 between now and 20. Wow, that's pretty aggressive. Yeah,
pretty aggressive. It's a big area, right? We've got we started off with a nickel sulfide project in the center of our land package, and then we stepped out 5.5 kilometers to what we thought was going to be another nickel sulfide discovery, and then we hit this copper sulfide, right? Yeah. So that was the origin story, and so we got this whole 5.5, and it's actually because now we stepped out from the line zone, which is what blew up on. We stepped out 700 meters for the northeast of that, and we've got the Tiger Zone going now. That could be another line zone. So it looks like there's like at least potentially 6+ kilometers of mineralized area, which is obviously massive.
So potentially it's very large. And
I mean, these things again in the history of time, they're either giants or super giants. So you would expect to get a million tons of metal, or maybe as much as 10 million tons of metal, which is like mind-blowing numbers. But that's why that's why we were able to raise the money.
Well, and that's why seeing that sort of potential scale with these grades is why the likes of Robert Friedland and Rob McEwen, other noteworthy investors, are at the party, not at the lowest price. They've come in more recently.
Yes. Yeah. No.
So they see a lot of upside from here, apparently.
Yeah, I mean,
potentially.
I think so. When we went out in the last quarter, we went around the world really to talk to potential investors because it's still a very difficult capital market, so you have to court very heavily. And I think the point we made is we showed our valuation relative to current existing valuations of peer companies that are in the polymetallic space, and and we're basically trading. We showed them on the math that were, 20, 30 cents on the dollar. And, so they sort of thought, hey, look, I think this thing's a double or a triple just on what you've already found. And I think what they saw the super excited about was that with the asymmetric potential for us to find a lot more. Yeah. Right. Yeah. So that's what's exciting because, there's a great graphic in our presentation where we have this triangle graph that Dr. Beresford put together where he has nickel in one corner, copper in the other, and PGEs or noble metals at the top. And all these orthomagmatic deposits, are either more nickel-y or more copper-y or more, PGE. We're sort of in the middle. We're almost equal parts, sort of like Norilsk or Sakatti. And the cool takeaway was that for every ton of copper sulfide you find, on average, in these historical things, and Mother Earth can always change the rules, as you know. So on average, for these 25, it's 5 for every 1 ton of copper, you'll find 5 tons of nickel sulfide.
Wow.
And right now, and the range is from 2 to 7.
Uh-huh.
And we're at 1 to 1 at this point.
Oh,
And we're soon to be 1.5 copper to 1 nickel. So, I mean, I think we're going to find a boatload
A
more
lot
copper,
more.
and we're likely to find an even bigger boatload of nickel sulfide underneath this, because all these mineralized areas, these mineralized systems, these orthomagmatic deposits, were created by a nickel sulfide underbelly.
So that's what you would expect at depth, is
That's what we'd
nickel
expect.
sulfide.
Yeah.
So you might yet have a very large nickel mine.
They had no question that we believe, like, we stopped drilling our nickel deposit, not because there wasn't nickel there. It was $250 rock, and we were getting $500, $800 rock. And it's like, well, we're small guys with little money. Where do you drill? You drill where you're getting paid.
Of course, sure.
So it wasn't that we didn't have great geological prospects. So we'll definitely bring those on side. The question is, Steve, the way to visualize a deposit like this is think of the palm of your hand, and the palm is the nickel sulfide, okay? And those fingers are the polymetallic shoots, okay? And the fingers eventually connect to the palm. And so the way to go at these exploration-wise is you find the shoots and drill them.
Right.
And this is how you pay to get down to the depth, because this thing might be 500 meters down, it might be a kilometer down, might be 2 kilometers down. But if you're going through $500 rock all the way, it's okay. you can make that work.
Yeah, so I guess the certain minerals settle out at different temperatures.
Different weights, yeah. They're heavier, so the nickel sulfides tend to be deeper in the system. Like you look at Raglan, it's like 1.5 kilometers, the very fine mine in Quebec that Glencore owns. So it's not unusual.
Yeah, very exciting. So, So do you have some more results?
Yeah, so
we past drilling that we can look forward to?
Yeah, for sure. We've got probably 7 holes left to come from the fall campaign. There'll be maybe 4 around line zone.
Are they step out?
Yeah, they were step outs, or just east or west and south. And then generally these ones were probably 50 meters, 75 meters.
In the northeast.
Yeah, around the line zone.
Oh, around the line zone.
Yeah, and then we stepped out 700 meters to the northeast to do, basically, line zone was discovered on an airborne EM anomaly. We drilled it, and as Steve said, you got enormously lucky, which we did, and we hit this thing. So we drilled, we've got 2 more airborne anomalies to test out. We drilled the 700-meter step out. First hole had a sniff, but wasn't the prize. The downhole EM technique, which we've been using very successfully, said it's further to the east. We drilled the second hole, got much bigger sniff, still not the prize. And the downhole EM said further to the east, young man. So we drilled it. The third hole hit. So that was we think
one of those fingers, maybe.
Yeah, one of those fingers. So that's the Tiger Zone, we think, and we've got a rig over there drilling multiple holes now. So we haven't got any assays yet, but we expect the first assays in that should be back in the next 2 weeks.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. So
something to look forward to.
Something to look forward to, and then we'll have more line zone results, and should be assay results once those ones start in 2 weeks, every 3 or 4 weeks for the next year. So that's great.
One good thing about operating in Quebec, that $50 million goes further than it might some other places, right?
We're very lucky because the logistics are good there too, right?
Of course,
we're literally off the road. We have a regional airport 8 kilometers away, so our guys can get in and get out. We've got accommodations, so our drilling costs all in is quite competitive. Relative to say the Golden Triangle probably be half the price, right? So you can get much more drilling done. Which is like shots on goal in this business. It's all about that. You got to get those shots.
Yeah. Well, it's a mining friendly province, and that counts for a lot, I think.
Yeah. Look at our last round. We ended up getting the flow through done at $2.83 a share. Okay, so our stock price I think closed on Friday at $1.60. Our moving average when we did the deal was around $1.45, $1.50, and we did the buyback on that flow through or the hard dollar portion at $1.45. So we got like a 1.95 multiple. So that's a lot less dilution for our guys, which is awesome. And we've done that successfully for a number of financings. And that's for exploration. And the great news is that when we ultimately get into the production perspective on this thing, which we believe will happen, you're going to get basically 50% of your capital costs paid for by the federal and provincial governments, which is going to just jack your IRR, right? So, if there's a better place in the world to explore for critical minerals, I don't know it. That's
And the critical minerals, I don't know about Quebec, but certainly down here in the States, if you have some critical metals, it helps to get the permitting process moving.
there's no question that there's a lot of momentum on the permitting front. So, and we're in an area that's pro mining, as you know, Quebec's very good, and we're with the First Nations, James Bay Cree, probably arguably the best First Nations to work with in the country. They're very sophisticated. They're well educated because of the historic, Hydro-Quebec, initiatives. And so they're very sharp people, and we have a great working relationship with them. They've been very helpful, and we're blessed in that respect.
They're good businessmen, I think.
They're very good businesmen. Yeah.
Very good people.
No.
Terry, it's a great story. I thank you. Very happy that you were able to join me here at Metals Investor Forum.
Well, thanks for having us.
Certainly one, lots of money in the bank, lots of news.
Yep. Now's the time to watch it. Or better yet, dive in. All right. Thanks again,
Thank you so much, Terry.
Appreciate it.